Welcome, my fellow night owls, to a world where darkness reigns and fear lurks around every corner. Tonight we delve into the unsettling realm of the unknown, where shadows whisper secrets and things go bump in the night. Prepare yourselves for 6 terrifying true horror stories, all experienced by those who dared to work the night shift. These are tales ripped from the pages of reality, each one more chilling than the last. So, dim the lights, lock your doors, and settle in as we embark on a journey into the heart of darkness. Remember, you're not alone in the dark. Or are you? Jake always hated the night shift. The silence of the warehouse was unnerving, amplifying every creak and groan of the building. Tonight was no different. It was 2 a.m., the deadest hour, when Jake saw it. A flicker of movement in the distance, a shadow darting between aisles. He brushed it off at first, figuring it was just his tired mind playing tricks, but the shadows persisted, growing bolder, moving closer. He could have sworn he heard the faint echo of footsteps, slow and deliberate. Then came the breathing, a raspy, uneven wheeze coming from right behind him. The fluorescent lights hummed above, casting an eerie glow on the empty hallway. Nurse Linda was finishing her rounds in the ICU, a sense of unease settling in the pit of her stomach.
That's when she saw him, a gaunt figure standing at the end of the hall, shrouded in shadows. Confusion washed over her. Visiting hours were long over, and no patients were allowed to wander the halls, especially not in their condition. She called out, her voice echoing in the silence. The figure slowly turned, and Linda's blood ran cold. The man's face was ashen, his eyes sunken and hollow, a grotesque grin stretched across his pale lips. It was a face she knew, a face that haunted her dreams. The face of Mr. Davis, a patient who had passed away just 2 nights ago.
The monotony of the night shift was almost unbearable. Tom, working his usual shift at the desolate highway convenience store, found himself staring out into the empty parking lot. The flickering neon sign cast an eerie glow, illuminating the lone figure standing at the edge of the light. An old man, hunched over, seemingly staring right at Tom. He tried to ignore it, but every time he looked up the man was still there, unmoving. An hour crawled by, and the man hadn't budged, his gaze unwavering. Tom's unease turned to dread. He cautiously stepped outside, the chill night air biting at his skin.
"Sir, can I help you?" he called out, his voice trembling slightly.
Silence. The figure was gone, vanished without a trace. Frank, the school janitor, always joked about the building being haunted. The echoing silence and long, dark hallways did little to dispel the rumors. But tonight, the joke was on him. I was mopping the gym floor, the squeak of my shoes the only sound in the cavernous space, when I heard it. A child's laughter, high-pitched and chilling. The laughter echoed around him, bouncing off the walls. Frank froze, his heart pounding in his chest. The gym was empty, he was sure of it. He could feel the hairs on the back of his neck stand on end. Then, the lights flickered and died, plunging him into absolute darkness. The clock ticked past midnight, the silence of the office building pressing in on Rachel. Wanting to go home, she made her way to the elevator, the only sound the click of her heels on the linoleum floor. She pressed the button, and the elevator shuddered, its arrival announced by a flickering light.
As the doors creaked open, a wave of cold air washed over me. I stepped inside, the doors closing behind me with a thud. I pressed the button for the ground floor, and the elevator lurched into motion. The ride down was eerily silent.
Then, without warning, the elevator jolted to a halt. The floor indicator flickered, finally settling on the number 7. The doors slowly creaked open, revealing a hallway cloaked in darkness. The clock on the wall ticked slowly, each second an eternity in the quiet call center. Lisa sighed, twirling a strand of hair around her finger as she waited for the phone to ring. Finally, a sharp ring pierced the silence.
Good evening, you've reached customer service, Lisa speaking. How can I help you?
A wave of static answered her, followed by a faint whisper.
Help me, he's here.
Lisa frowned, straining to hear over the crackling.
Hello? Can you hear me? I need your name and account number, please.
The voice grew fainter, more desperate.
He's here. He's back.
Then silence. The line went dead. Lisa tried to trace the call, but it led to a dead end, a disconnected number. And there you have it, 6 terrifying tales from the dark side of the night shift. The next time you find yourself alone in the dark, remember these stories. Remember that you never truly know what lurks in the shadows, what unseen eyes might be watching your every move. If you enjoyed this journey into the heart of darkness, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more spine-chilling stories. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss a terrifying tale. Until next time, sleep tight if you can.